we'll keep an eye on it. It certainly has been an interesting week or so, given the mean dynamic. Let's get the opening bell here in the CNBC Real-Time Exchange. At the big board, it's clothing company Contour Brands, celebrating its 5th listing anniversary, and at the NASDAQ, candy maker So Good, celebrating a recent IPO.
By the way, Contour Brands, I interviewed them this morning, KTV. It's a remarkable company. It's a spin-off of VF Corp, which is obviously problematic. The company been waiting, Scott Baxter, great CEO, to really have the story down where they're doing a good dividend. They've got you've got the country singers all aligned with them. And it is a look, when they did this ATG look, challenged Levi's, but they're also doing an athleisure look that is challenging Lulu.
Well, this week, Jim, we're getting TJX, RL, PVH, VF, and a bunch of others.
It's very interesting. VF will be challenged because, Bracken Darrell's going to try. He's late of, he used to be at Procter & Gamble. That I don't know whether that to work.
As did Chip Berg.
As did Chip Berg. TJX recommended all over the place. I don't know. Ralph Lauren had such an amazing quarter, and it took so long for the street to react. The stock is now up appreciably from when it had its last quarter, and that's Patrice Louvet just doing a remarkable job. And PVH, people just liked it. I didn't see as much like, other than Hilfiger seems to have stemmed his problems. And I just can tell you that of all of those, I think that Ralph Lauren is going to put up the best numbers.
Right.
Because Patrice is just a remarkable, unsung CEO.
Meantime, Evercore does add TJX to their top 5 retail names, along with Ulta, Lulu, Burl, and PVH, Jim.
Yeah, I like Burl. Lulu is down 150 points. It still has a very high multiple, and a lot of people are gunning for them. I mean, if you look at the pseudo athleisure aspect of what Contour's doing going into women, you just know that there's just still one more challenger. Athleta, obviously a challenger from Gap stores, although they haven't really emphasized it yet. But this is one I think Lulu does a good number. I don't know if people care. I don't know. I mean, to me, the multiple has shrunk there.
Yeah.
And I think the multiple has shrunk because everybody wants that business. It's down to 23 times earnings. Jesus, pretty cheap. Wow. I didn't know it was down that much.
I know Hasbro did get added to Morgan Stanley's top pick list, Jim, along with Progressive. But I wonder, in the consumer front, toys?
Well, Chris Cox has reinvented Hasbro. He's done a lot of tough things to get things right there. They needed to be done. I think that's one that I really do like of the not going to report for a while, but the upgrades seem very positive and justifying.
Meantime, NCLH is leading the S&P. What do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, look, one of the things we know from endless data, whether it be from MasterCard, which put out a fantastic piece last week, that this is still the biggest bargain, or from Steve Square of American Express, that people love the cruise. Norwegian Cruise has lagged the group. Frank Del Rio used to run the company. No longer. We've got Harry Sommer, but I think, we had the Viking.
IPO, yeah.
As between Viking Therapeutics and Viking, the ship company, I vastly prefer Viking, the ship company. The Carnival's up on this. People love the cruise, Carl. I had a cruise booked for the last week of February in 2020.
And you obviously couldn't go? Or?
No, it was a little COVID.
That's when it hit.
Yeah, and that was a bummer.
Well, that's a nice gain as we watch some travel trends. Speaking of calls, Jim, we got some initiations on Rubrik today.
Everybody loved it.
Barclays overweight. Evercore, Wedbush, Dan Ives goes outperform 50.
Well, Rubrik, when I sat down with Ben Stowe, obviously research director for Mad Money this morning, we looked at each other and we said, you know what? Enterprise software, cloud data management, security, regulatory compliance. In other words, buy it. I mean, it is like it's incredible. It's kind of like it's kind of like, well, I don't know really what they sound like Splunk. Cisco bought Splunk. Okay, let's buy Rubrik. And enterprise software is a mystery to most Datadog, MongoDB. But these are the companies that always try to be the next ServiceNow. They try to be the next Salesforce. They try to be the next Palo Alto. They try to be the next CrowdStrike. And what they ought to be is themselves. Now, Palo Alto reports tonight, and we'll see. Now, the last quarter was a disaster for Nikesh. I'm betting by the way, he had the United Health. They called him in immediately. He's I think, got the hot hand. But George Kurtz and CrowdStrike the guy never misses. But those are what these companies all are meant to be. They want to be the next so-and-so and the next so-and-so. I don't like that game because I like the one, I want to be the one that is, not the one that's next.
Right. But to be sure, there is HashiCorp got taken, right? IBM, and there is that
No,
path.
that was really interesting. You're right. You're absolutely right. I guess I just feel that when I'm betting on Nikesh down 60 points. And Nikesh is a proud man and has delivered over time. I can't wait to hear what he says. It's a little cut, Reggie.